Hi there, Malcolm here for my 432nd Booktube video. Today I'll be bringing a book review for Harleen, written and illustrated by Stefan Seljic. Apologies if I get that wrong. And this is an origin story for Harley Quin. For most of the story we follow Harleen Quinzel, a psychiatrist who starts her job at Arkham Asylum, where she tries to prove her hypothesis that anybody is redeemable. And of course finds herself trapped within the Joker's web, completely falls for him, and toward the end of the story she does a few things that basically creates Harley Quin. And I found this to be an excellent addition to the DC universe. It really fleshes out the character of Harleen before she becomes Harley, because her first appearance in the animated Batman series is as a fully fledged Harley Quinn, complete with Jess's outfit and mallet. You know, we only really learn about the original Harleen through a series of flashbacks and stuff. So it's really great for having a story that follows the original Harleen, who just wants to help people and ultimately becomes the Joker's next victim in some of the worst ways. Now this is set in a living, breathing Gotham. There are other things going on. We have another origin story featuring Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face and how his recreation mirrors Harleen's. Batman is in the background, and in fact Harleen witnesses an altercation between Batman and the Joker as one of the bystanders, as well as the planting of seeds of relationships with some of the other inmates of Arkham, particularly Poison Ivy. But as a psychiatrist, she of course deals with all of them, and conveniently most of them are in the asylum at this point. So it's Killer Croc, Zsasz, Riddler, Mad Hatter. So although the focus of the story really is on Harleen and the Joker, they're not isolated. There are other characters out there. There are other things going on. The artwork's pretty excellent too. The character design of the Joker particularly is kind of interesting in that I don't think I've ever seen him looking quite so dapper before. And I'm not sure if that's a deliberate choice to show us how Harleen is seeing him. You know, because the artwork is slightly washed out, his pale features don't look quite so pale compared to those who haven't been bleached by the chemicals. His green hair, although it is green, doesn't stand out as much as it has done in the films and the cartoons. You know, he can almost pass as normal, because one of the big questions is how can this intelligent psychologist fall so hard for this monster that we all know the Joker to be. Maybe she doesn't see him in the same way that we would have seen him. And of course, being an origin story, there is a certain inevitability where the tale takes us, but it's the journey that is the thing, and indeed the journey is great, and the chaos that comes about that removes Harleen and creates Harley Quinn was essential, but at the same time a rather low-key way of going about it, which I think was an interesting choice. Absolutely brilliant. Highly recommend reading Harleen, particularly for fans of Harley Quinn. Booktastic. So have you read Harleen? What do you think about it? Or what's your favourite Harley Quinn story? Comment down below please, but as usual, if there's nothing nice to say, please keep it to yourself. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe and other YouTube things if you want. Until next time, see you later.